Summary of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. After his first year at Hogwarts, Harry Potter spent the summer at his Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon's house. He is upset that he hasn't heard from any of his friends over the summer. On Harry's 12th birthday, the Dursleys have a business dinner, and an elf named Dobby stops by Harry's room. Dobby tells Harry that this year at Hogwarts will be dangerous and that he shouldn't go back. He also says that he has been stopping Harry's friends from writing to him. Dobby wrecks Petunia's pudding and breaks the dinner when Harry won't promise that he won't go back to Hogwarts. Harry is locked up in his room for 3 days by the Dursleys. Ron Weasley, his brothers Fred and George, and their father, Mr. Weasley, then use their father's flying car to save Harry. They bring Harry and his things back to their house, the Burrow, where Harry spends the rest of the summer in happiness. Harry and the Weasleys go with Hermione Granger and her Muggle parents to get their schoolbooks for the year. They meet Gilderoy Lockhart, a famous magician, at the store Flourish and Blots. He tells them that he will be the new defense against the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts. Lucius Malfoy is also at the shop. He says that the Weasleys disgrace the name of wizard by hanging out with Muggles. At the end of summer, Harry rides with the Weasleys to King's Cross Station to catch the Hogwarts Express. But at the station, Harry and Ron are the only ones who can't get through the barrier to platform 9 3/4. They decide to fly the car to Hogwarts, but many Muggles see them on the way. When they get to Hogwarts, the car breaks down and they land on the Whomping Willow, a huge tree that starts to hit them back. The car drives away into the forest as Ron's wand breaks. Harry and Ron get into a lot of trouble when they fly the car. Dumbledore tells them that if they break any more rules, they will be kicked out of school. Quidditch practice starts after Harry's first week of school, but the Slytherins stop his first practice. Draco Malfoy just joined the Slytherin team as a seeker because his father bought new brooms for everyone on the team. When Hermione says that Draco got on the team by paying, he calls her a mudblood. Ron explains later that this is a bad way to talk about someone who was born into the Muggle world. He also says that most magicians know that being born into a magical family doesn't have anything to do with magical ability. That night, Harry and Ron get in trouble for coming by flying car. Ron is given medals to polish, and Harry helps Lockhart answer fan mail. But in Lockhart's office, he hears a strange, cold voice that only he can hear saying, "Let me rip you, let me kill you." On Halloween, Harry hears the voice again, so he walks down a hallway after it. He can't figure out what's wrong, but he sees a puddle of water and Filch's cat, Mrs. Norris, frozen like a statue. The word "The Chamber of Secrets" has been opened is written on the wall next to her. Watch out, enemies of the air. Filch quickly thinks that Harry killed Mrs. Norris, but Dumbledore tells him that a second-year student wouldn't have enough magic to do that. He also says that Mrs. Norris is not dead, she is just scared, and that Professor Sprout's mandrakes can bring the cat back to life when they are ready. Hermione wants to know more about the Chamber of Secrets, so she asks Professor Binns, who teaches history of magic, about it. Professor Binns says that when Hogwarts was started, one of the 4 founders, Salazar Slytherin, didn't want Muggleborns to be allowed in, but the other 3 didn't agree. People say that he made a secret chamber that could only be opened by his heir and that a monster lives inside that would purge the school of Muggleborns if his heir opened the chamber. There are rumors that Harry is the heir to Slytherin, but Harry, Ron, and Hermione all think it is Draco Malfoy. Hermione suggests that they use Polyjuice Potion, which can change a person's body into someone else's, to ask Draco about it. But they'll need to steal items from Snape's store. Harry has his first Quidditch game of the year, but someone uses magic to make a bludger attack him. Harry catches the snitch and wins the game, but in the process, the bludger breaks his arm. Lockhart tries to fix Harry's arm, but instead he takes out all of his bones. Harry spends the night in the part of the hospital where Dobby goes. Dobby says that he used magic to make the platform barrier and the bludger so that Harry wouldn't be in danger. He tells Harry again and again that he has to go home. Then, Dumbledore and McGonagall come in bringing Colin Creevey, a first-year student who looks up to Harry and was also scared. News about Colin spreads like lightning, and the air is full of rumor and suspicion. Harry, Ron, and Hermione keep working on the Polyjuice potion. During potions class, Hermione steals some of the ingredients from Snape. Lockhart, on the other hand, starts a fighting club to help keep the kids safe. When Harry and Draco meet for the first time, they are paired up to fight. Draco makes a snake to try to attack Harry, but when it goes after a student who was born to Muggle parents, Harry tells the snake to stop, and it does. But he says it in snake language, so everyone thinks he was trying to get the snake to do something. Hermione and Ron tell Harry that this is not a common gift and that Salazar Slytherin was known for being able to talk to snakes. Everyone at school will think that Harry is the heir of Slytherin, and no one knows for sure that he isn't. The next day, Harry goes to try to tell Justin what happened, but he overhears some Hufflepuffs talking about how he must be the heir of Slytherin. Then, in a hallway, he finds Justin and nearly headless Nick, both of whom are scared to death. McGonagall takes Harry to Dumbledore's office when she finds out he is with them. Harry sees the Sorting Hat and wonders if it put him in the right house, since last year it almost put him in Slytherin. He also sees Fawkes, Dumbledore's phoenix, come back to life. Dumbledore tells Harry that he doesn't think he scared the students, but he wants to know if Harry needs to tell him anything. Harry says no. On Christmas, Harry, Ron, and Hermione put their plan for the Polyjuice potion to the test. Harry and Ron change into Crabbe and Goyle so they can talk to Draco about what happened. They find out that Draco is not the heir of Slytherin, and they also learn that the chamber was opened 50 years ago. Soon after that, Harry finds a lost diary in a bathroom near where the first attack happened. The bathroom is haunted by a ghost named Moaning Myrtle. Harry finds out that he can talk to Tom Riddle's memory by writing in the notebook. Tom Riddle was a student at the school 50 years ago, when the chamber was last opened. Riddle tells Harry about a time when he caught the person who opened the chamber after the monster had killed a girl. It turns out that this person is Hagrid, who was trying to keep a monster inside the house safe. When Harry tells Ron and Hermione this, they decide not to talk to Hagrid about it until another student is hurt. When Harry hears the cold voice again one day, Hermione gets an idea and goes to the library to see what she can find out. McGonagall tells Harry and Ron later that Hermione and another student were scared to death. Harry and Ron want to talk to Hagrid, so they decide to sneak out to his hut at night. But before they can ask him about it, Dumbledore and Cornelius Fudge, who is the Minister of Magic, go to see Hagrid. Fudge says that since attacks are happening, he needs to look like he is doing something, so he takes Hagrid to Azkaban, the jail for wizards. Then, Lucius Malfoy comes and tells Dumbledore that he is briefly suspended on behalf of the school's Board of Governors. Hagrid tells the boys, before he goes, to follow the spiders. A few days later, Harry and Ron find a spider trail that leads into the Forbidden Forest. They sneak out at night to follow it. In the bush, they meet a huge spider called Aragog. He tells them that he is not the monster that lives in the Chamber of Secrets and that Hagrid did not open the chamber 50 years ago. Aragog also tells them that the girl who was killed died in the bathroom. When Harry and Ron get away from the spiders, they understand that the girl must have been Moaning Myrtle. Then, Harry and Ron go to Hermione's body and find a piece of paper in her frozen hand. It says that the monster in the chamber is a basilisk. But before they can tell the teachers, McGonagall says that the school is closed because the monster has taken Ginny Weasley into the chamber. The teachers agree that Lockhart should go face the monster. Lockhart tries to run away, but Harry and Ron threaten to tell everyone that he is a fake, so he goes with them. In Myrtle's bathroom, they find a secret path that goes to the chamber. Lockhart tries to use Ron's broken wand to make Harry and Ron forget something in the chamber, but it backfires, causing Lockhart to lose his memory and putting a rock wall between Ron and Harry. When Harry goes to the chamber, he finds Ginny's body and Tom Riddle there. Riddle says that he is really Voldemort and that he has been controlling Ginny through his diary and sending strikes through her. Harry asks Dumbledore for help, and Fawkes comes to help him. Fawkes blinds the basilisk and gives Harry the Sword of Gryffindor, which he uses to kill the basilisk. Then, Harry uses the fang of the basilisk to pierce Riddle's diary, which kills Riddle. Ginny wakes up, and Fawkes takes Harry, Ginny, Ron, and Lockhart out of the chamber on his back. Harry tells Dumbledore what happened when he gets back to school. Harry worries that he and Riddle are a lot alike, but Dumbledore tells him that they are very different because they make very different decisions. Then Lucius Malfoy comes with Dobby to face Dumbledore, and Harry realizes that Lucius gave Ginny the book in Flourish and Blots. Harry then uses a trick to get Lucius to let Dobby go. At the end of the book, the students who were scared get better, the tests are cancelled, and Hagrid comes back from Azkaban. Lockhart is fired because he can't remember anything, and Harry goes back to Privet Drive.
About the author. Rowling was born outside of Bristol, England, to Peter James Rowling and Anne Rowling. Rowling wrote a lot of fairy stories as a child. She was very smart for her age. Rowling went to high school and college at Wydene, where her mother worked. Rowling then went to the University of Exeter, where she studied French and ancient Greek and Latin. After that, she worked for Amnesty International in London as a writer and English secretary. Later, Rowling went to Portugal, where she taught English at night and wrote during the day. There, she met Jorge Arentz, a Portuguese writer. They got married after 2 years, and their daughter Jessica was born the following year. A few months after Jessica was born, the pair broke up, and Rowling moved with her young daughter to Edinburgh, Scotland. Rowling got the idea for the Harry Potter series in 1990. She wrote the first book of the series while taking a course to become a teacher. Then, in 1995, Rowling finished writing Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. At first, there were only 1,000 prints. 5 months later, the book got its first award. At the beginning of 1998, Scholastic Inc. paid $105,000 for the rights to print the novel in the United States. With each book, Harry Potter became more and more popular and broke sales records. Harry Potter is now a world brand worth about $15 billion, and the movies based on the books have broken box office records. Rowling got married again and had a second child in 2001. She is also known as a generous person who gives a lot of money to fight poverty, social inequality, and multiple sclerosis, which killed her mother. She keeps writing, and under the name Robert Galbraith, she has written several books about crime.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.